Hello, friends. Welcome. If you are looking to know how to start a YouTube channel, this is going to be the place to be. And I'm here today to give you tips on what to know before you start a YouTube channel in 2020 and going into 2021. My name is Brendan Sparks. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click that bell, especially if you're looking to grow your influence and your confidence on YouTube. Now, what to know before you start. Okay, I'm going to start this one off, okay? YouTube is hard, okay? It's not easy, and looking for results the fast way usually is going to land you in the wrong way. So I don't want the perception to be like, hey, it's going to be an easy time, and I do believe that yes, following your passion, do it for your passion. Do something that you naturally love to do because it's not easy. And I don't want to sugarcoat YouTube, but it almost becomes easy if it is something that you love to do. So how can we make it easier? Consistency. So rather than posting several times throughout the week, maybe post once. I would suggest if you can, try to post twice a week. But looking at it from a posting perspective, looking at dedicating the time to do so can be difficult. So it's going to take time, right? Not only for consistency, but actually putting in the time to make videos. So I've seen many channels that have built that audience. They've almost, let's just call it for what it is. They've made it, right? And most of them have said the same thing. And I've seen this repeated over and over again, is when there were holidays, they were working on videos. When their friends were going out and partying, they were working on videos. They were taking the time and they were dedicating that time to look at future content, what's trending. And I would say, like, yes, I think that in the beginning, it is important to do those things. But I think the more serious you take it, the better, just not being consumed by YouTube itself. But I've noticed now, I've been doing this for a couple years. On my first channel, it was pretty difficult doing a kids channel. And I really had to not only dedicate the time for myself, but the kids did too. And I did feel after a while, it wasn't the same. It wasn't as fun as it used to be, especially for myself, but even for the kids. And I didn't want my kids feeling like they were working, or, you know what I mean? It was fun at first, but then after a while, it's like, all right, guys, it's Friday. Let's do this. And like, I don't know. And, and it's like, okay, well, then we just won't do it. So if you're thinking about doing a kids channel, my suggestion there would be to maybe do a parenting channel. Especially, there was a lot of changes that rolled out on YouTube, and I'm sure majority of the people in here maybe aren't in the kid channel niche, but that would be my suggestion there, is maybe just find a way that you can do it for yourself as a parent and talk about parenting. These are crazy times we're living in. And what does that look like in your life, right? Because we all have our own story. So I think that would be a great way to start. Because when it comes time for monetization, and especially you can't get comments anymore for kids channels, you're not going to have a community tab once you hit 1,000 subscribers. There's many reasons. So I would just give that suggestion for kids niches. John is here in the chat. Thank you for being here. Did you ever worry about having your kids exposed to the public on YouTube? I thought about it in the beginning. I had the talk with my wife as well. And I don't want to just say we assumed the risk and just did it anyways. But at that time, I'm thinking, okay, well, it's videos. It's not pictures and things of that nature. And I'm in the videos with them. They weren't just, say, by themselves. I was always usually in the camera. But yes, John, after a while, that definitely became more a concern for me. So on our last channel, Sparks Family TV, and you can even look it up, I have made every single video private. And what's kind of cool about that is the reason I started that channel in the first place was because of everything my wife was going through, and I didn't want my children to be exposed to seeing the hardships that their mom was going through. So That's why I created Sparks Family TV in the first place. But yes, after a while, I started seeing that this was becoming more of an issue. And the reason for that, especially, was the changes that YouTube rolled out, because ads were targeting children, which is illegal. So YouTube was sued and this, that, and the third. But I started to think about it for myself, and it became more of a concern, I would say. Nothing happened to us as a family, but we started seeing it. The exposure was out there more of what's happening, let alone in Hollywood, things of that nature. So yeah, we really decided, you know what, maybe it's time for me to journey out and do what I've been wanting to do anyways. I did Content Creator Hangout on that channel, and I enjoyed that. I would have to say more than, the family adventures. Like, yes, we were creating memories and stuff, but for me, eternally, I really loved doing the Content Creator Hangouts. So yeah, it definitely did, after a while, become a concern, and I no longer wanted them exposed to the public. So especially, I think after a while, if that channel were to get bigger, as it was, we reached 1.4 thousand subscribers, but what happens if it would have got to 10,000, 100,000? And I don't want there to be an expectation for my kids. After a while, like I said, like, it would become work. And yeah, I think what was fun then no longer really became fun. And then I also wanted to follow my passion. But thank you for asking that. And also, John, thank you for being here in the chat as well. So what we're covering today is what to know before you start YouTube in 2020 going into 2021. So on the note of looking at YouTube being hard, or it can be hard, just focusing on that consistency. And like I said, if you can, post once or twice a week, and not only for the fact that consistency is important because, you want to keep posting, but also that way YouTube is gathering that data and pushing your content out to the right audience. So the more videos you're posting, the more the algorithm is collecting it. So rather than saying algorithm, I'll just say the YouTube data. It's being collected and is pushing it out to the right audience. So at first, you as a YouTuber, before you're hitting record, or you're only on, say, 10, 20 videos, 3 videos, whatever it is, give that time. Don't give up because you're not seeing results. Don't worry about reaching out to so many people because you're looking for those quick subscribers. I've been reaching out to people in Facebook groups. I think that's a great place to start. Just be aware that many of these Facebook groups are filled with sub for sub. And even if you don't think that people are trying to do sub for sub, it's still happening. So just don't chase numbers. And I'll be getting to that here in a second. YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. Kelly Reseller Lewis, welcome, brother. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And let me know in the chats if you feel the same way, if you guys want to add to what I'm saying, or if you are watching this on the replay. I want to thank you for being here as well. So let me know in the comments, right? Have you chased numbers? Are you chasing numbers? Have you done that in the past? And how did that go, right? And YouTube being a marathon and not a sprint, it's going to take time. And I think that's hard to realize sometimes. Sometimes it could take years. Are you willing to wait years? I was watching Catherine Manning, and I think that her story is pretty inspirational. She's all over YouTube right now, Catherine Manning, and she does vlogs, but she does a lot of YouTube advice now, Instagram, stuff like that. But it was pretty inspirational. I kind of fell in that hole with the Catherine Manning content, and I just wanted to learn. Somebody who's grown so fast, what is it that helped that creator grow fast? I want to know because I want to share that here. And a couple things on that note. Not chasing numbers, right? Not chasing those sub for sub, watch for watch, and all of that. But that was one of the things that she had mentioned was, how long are you willing to wait? And I was like, I got to bring that up because I'm willing to wait. I love doing this. And what inspired me is that her channel was called Content Bug. And I actually watched her before when she was Content Bug as well. I've just kind of followed more channels like Nick Neiman, Brian G. Johnson, stuff of that nature. And I just love sharing that content with you guys and consolidating all that and then bringing it to you. But it was interesting. She said, my channel was called Content Bug, but when she originally named her channel, it was Catherine Manning. So youtube.com/Catherine Manning. She always had the idea in her head that eventually she would want to rebrand. But she said she wished that she had done that sooner. So really it started getting my brain going, because just like she said as well, that many channels it's becoming more common that they're utilizing their names. So my brain is just spinning and spinning. So I think on that note, I think this is a good time to bring up your channel name and what you're going to want to call it. And I think using your name is great because, hey, she's bringing it up. She has found success on YouTube, and I see it too. The channels that I follow also use their name. But I think for here, I've called this channel Content Creator Hangout. I have not done my custom URL yet, but it's interesting to start thinking about, because what if YouTube isn't around forever? What if you are talking about Instagram and then Instagram isn't prominent anymore? So say it was Instagram with Lewis, right? I think that reselling, people are always going to buy stuff and sell stuff, or, buy stuff for say cheaper and try to resell it for more money. So I think that's great too. But I'm just saying, gamers, things like that, say it's Call of Duty with whoever, what if Call of Duty isn't around forever? So I just think it's interesting to think about. And I think I'm considering calling this channel Brendan Sparks, and then we do Content Creator Hangouts when I'm live. So it's starting to think about it, and I think the more that you do that, think about your branding, think long term, and I think that's a great way to think before you actually start. And even if you are beginning your YouTube journey and you're posting videos, we talk a lot about niching down, and I'm also going to be talking about that in a future tip. So make sure you hang around in this live stream, but post those videos. And yes, it's important to niche down, right? Because you want to have a certain type of key audience that YouTube can gather, like I said before, and push it out to the right people. But play around with it a little bit. Say that you like tech, right? Post some different cameras, tech. You don't even have to have the camera in your hand. You could talk about a camera that just came out, for instance, or a new computer that just came out. You can share those ads or those commercials or whatever that they're sharing. You could post that on your YouTube channel, and then just do your voice overlay. There's different ways to do it. I know Sean Cannell from Video Influencers and Think Media, he likes to go to I don't know what they call them, but the tech conferences or whatever, and he'll go talk to each individual seller, these brand new tech devices that are coming out. He didn't pay money for each of those, but he'll go in one day and do multiple videos and talk to these creators, and then he'll send those out as individual videos. It's so smart. And I really started thinking about it. I'm like, that's great. That's a great way, without spending money, utilizing YouTube as a platform, and also items that will eventually be trending. He's already ahead of the curve on that. So I think that's really awesome. But maybe don't worry so much about niching down in the beginning. But if, say, you want to do tech, that would be, I think, a good idea, is try different things and then see what picks up, see what really interests you. But at least hey, okay, I'm in the tech space. This is my passion. I love tech. I know tech better than others. I'm funny, right? Maybe you're mixing comedy with tech. Sean Cannell, Think Media, mixes tech with YouTube advice. I see that a lot more now because the competitive space, YouTube is becoming more competitive. There's more creators. There's more people on YouTube. So that being said, what can you do to stand out from the crowd? And I think the one thing that I know that you can do is be yourself, right? Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be quirky or be funny or be corny. Whatever it is that makes you, that already makes you different. And the more you post, the more I think that you'll be comfortable sitting in front of a camera, and that'll be able to shine throughout time. So make 100 videos before you give up. So I've seen it quite often that, and I felt this too on my first channel because I didn't know any better. I did the sub for sub. I did all of that. And you reach like video, John, I think you mentioned something, right? Maybe it was you that mentioned it before. Hey, I'm only on video 3 or whatever, and I'm already feeling that. But hey, if you're on, say, I see it typically with about video 30, and people are like, this isn't what I thought. You know, YouTube, the viewers aren't watching my videos. Well, that's not necessarily the case, right? If you're focusing on that content and you're here at Content Creator Hangout in these live streams, you know, we'll give that advice. We'll work on this together. And what you'll find out is that YouTube is pushing those videos out. And the more that you're working on those keywords, I utilize MorningFame after this live stream. I will have a link in the description, but it's very much like TubeBuddy and vidIQ, but utilizing keywords so that way your videos can rank and your videos are searchable. Is that everything? No, especially moving into 2021, it is not everything. You have to let your personality shine. You have to be able to relate to people. And I think that is going to be key going into the next year, especially. But make 100 videos. Don't give up, but you're going to see the difference when you get to that 100th video. Even here live streaming, even my first video on this channel, I already see a difference. I think I started this channel off with how to make a YouTube channel or how to start a YouTube channel. And it's weird. I'm already cringing watching my first video. And I think I've only posted 17 videos or something. I'm not including the live streams. So I don't really know what number I'm on this channel, but it's already, to me, cringeworthy. I can already see that I wasn't, you know, I'm not saying I wasn't being myself, but I was definitely anxious to be back in front of a camera. I don't care how long I was on YouTube. I took a nice break in between because I didn't think I was going to continue my journey right after Sparks Family TV. And my wife actually convinced me to start back up. She's like, this is what you love to do, so do it. And that's where, you know, my brain was working again. And I said, you know what, you're right. This is what I love to do. And so thank you to my wife, shout out, for inspiring me to continue my journey, especially with Kelly Reseller Lewis. We've been friends here on YouTube for a couple of years. And he always said it too, man, this is your space, brother, you know, do it up, you know, follow your passion. You know, you should definitely create a space for what you're doing right now on Sparks Family TV. And so, yes, 100 videos. I challenge you to do that and see the difference that you're gonna make posting one video. And then once you get to that 100th, you will see a difference. But if each video is the same as the last one, you're doing yourself a disservice. Get better with each video. Look at your analytics, okay? Look at that watch time. Where are people dropping off and why, okay? And another thing with YouTube is that I took some notes here, so I didn't want to forget anything, right? There's so much to learn. There's a lot to learn on YouTube. There's a lot. Keller Reseller Lewis. Trust me, you will see the difference. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Be yourself and original. Yep. Be yourself and original. That's going to be the key moving on. But yeah, there is a lot to learn on YouTube, but you're at the right place. Whether I call this channel Brendan Sparks or I call this channel Content Creator Hangout, I think that this is going to be the place for creators to come together. I haven't seen that. And if it is out there, I haven't seen it very often. I've seen many advice channels. I've seen many that are like, listen to me and I will help you on YouTube. Well, sure. I'm here to say that as well. But I want to give you guys a voice. I want you guys to feel like, hey, we're in the chats. We're all really working together as a community without the sub for sub. That's my passion right there. Even more than, say, helping you on YouTube, even more than that, I think that there's this need for community. That we don't have that enough in the world. We need that now more than ever, especially as creators on YouTube. You're probably here on YouTube to get away from all the craziness going on in the world, right? And you're here to follow your passion, share that with the world. But doing that alone, I wouldn't say it's scary, but it makes it even more difficult. You're like, am I even doing the right things? I'm posting these videos and no one's watching. Well, you know what? We're here to tell you that you don't have to do that alone. You don't. And the longer that this channel goes and the more that I continue to post, I feel like, you know, these videos will be pushed out to the right audience and we will bring them in and we will continue to grow together and learn together, building that influence and confidence. So, hey, like I said, if this is your first time here and you're enjoying the value that you're getting out of this video, hit that like button. That way this video can be pushed out. And if this is your first time, don't forget to hit subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss future live streams. If anybody wants to join at any point in time, I'm going to go ahead and share the link in the comments here. Each time I will try to, unless, you know, I'm really on a roll here and I want to get to the point, maybe I won't always share a link, but hey, for now, if you guys want to join, feel free. So yeah, and also it takes time to get noticed. And like I said before, it could take years. Are you willing to do that? So follow your passion and already think ahead of time, okay, this is going to take me some time. Catherine Manning, once again, she was on YouTube for, I believe, a couple years. And I've seen it recently on Brian G. Johnson. I've seen it on Nick Neiman. It's all the same thing. They all say the same thing. You're going to see a trajectory like this. And then usually by the time you get monetized, you're going to start seeing it going up. So are you willing to wait? Are you willing to put in the work that it takes to eventually see that uptick? And that can happen before you get monetized. But I think overall, that's the common theme. Okay. So don't be afraid. Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say think ahead of time, right? Understand, be mentally prepared is what I'm looking for. That this is going to be a journey, right? It's not going to be super fast. Even if you're looking at those results, even if you're typing in on YouTube right now, how to get subs fast, how to get views fast. Now, there's ways to do that, but I think even if you're going to implement those fast ways to grow your channel, it's still going to take time. And if you're going to do it all the fast ways and then you're going to get monetized, looking for that uptick, in my opinion, probably won't happen because you didn't do it the right way. Now you're monetized and your content hasn't even gotten better. And then you're going to look at your views and it's like, whoa, I'm monetized now. Where's my views? Why am I only making 50 cents a month? Right? And no offense to anybody if that is you, but I think that if your content isn't getting better, well, how are you going to bring in more of an audience? How, you know, getting more people to actually hit the subscribe button, actually have people watch your videos, click to the next video. That is key. Yes, watch time. Why is watch time important? Because you get watch hours, right? And that's why that's what YouTube loves. It rewards creators for the longer that somebody watches. But the real goal is getting somebody to watch one video and get them to click on the next. So is your content good enough for somebody to click on the next one? And while you're starting off, probably not. But that takes time. So mentally prepare yourself that, hey, okay, I'm going to post 100 videos. It's going to take me some time to post 100 videos, but my videos will get better. And that's going to lead people to watch one video and then click on the next. James Pruitt, welcome, friend. Thanks for coming back here. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your support. Welcome to the live stream. So we're covering what to know before you start a YouTube channel in 2020, going into 2021. So next I'm going to go ahead and talk about YouTube can be expensive. Rather than saying it is expensive, I'm going to say it can be expensive. So right now I am using a key light and that costs a couple $100. But like I said, I also had another channel. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And that was one of the things I purchased. I think I bought it for myself for like Christmas or something like last year or something like that. But it can be expensive. Why? Because you're going to see that having a DSLR camera is ideal and things of that nature. But what you can do on YouTube is stop looking at the big channels, comparing yourself, and get out your cell phone. Get out your phone, hit record. Buy a cheap tripod, whether it's one that you set up on your table, you have a stack of books, do it that way, or you get yourself an actual standing tripod, put your phone on there, hit record. So that's why I say it can be expensive. It can be expensive for lighting. If you don't have lighting, utilize natural light. But I like to have the key light. I like the way it naturally, and I can move this thing around, plug it in, good to go. But you don't need to have that. And I didn't have it at first. When my first video on our last channel, we were, I talk about this video a lot because it's actually one of my favorites. And it's private now because I made all of our last videos private. But yeah, the lights were flickering, and I didn't realize that. I had no idea. I hit record, right? Everybody's like, hit record, start now. I'm like, yes. And then the lights were it was crazy. And I was trying to find out how to stop the lights from flickering, right? You learn after a while. And what I learned, if you haven't yet, and you're using your cell phone or you're planning to, download Filmic Pro. It is not a monthly basis app. It will cost you $15, I believe, if that's what it still is. That's lifetime. You'll never pay something again on Filmic Pro. Why I love that so much is, one, I can record my videos in 4K using my cell phone. This is a Samsung S9 Plus. I need to upgrade, or I would like to, but I still have to wait some months until it's paid off. But Filmic Pro is legit. Why? Because you can lock in your lighting and it won't flicker around. So whether you have a lighting or you're using natural light or using the light in your house, you can use Filmic Pro, lock your lighting setting, and it'll stop flickering. And when I first found that, I was like, wow, this is great. So if you haven't heard of Filmic Pro, I don't have affiliate links for nothing like that, but I would just suggest check it out. And I have actually made a video of recording with Filmic Pro and how to use it. It's a great app. Lone Star Picker, thank you for being here, friend. I appreciate you. It's great seeing creators coming back, and we're helping each other here. So it makes me super, super happy. So welcome back, friend, and I'm happy you're here. So yeah, start with your phone and recording equipment. So I would say there's lighting, sound. If you were to ask me which one's more important, I would say sound. And I have a YouTube setup. I've made a couple videos on it, but it is more of, say, a vlogging setup. But even when I'm not live here and I'm making my actual videos, I'm using the Zoom Smooth 4, and I've actually turned the microphone that's made for a DSLR. It's the video mic. It's the Video Micro, and I figured out a way to use the Video Micro and hook it up to your phone, because the cord that it comes with, when I plug it in here, it's not compatible because it's not a DSLR, but there is a cord you can use. So check that video out as well if you haven't yet. But it's little things like that. The Video Micro is not expensive. I would have to say, in looking at microphones that are actually, say, like a professional one, I think the Video Micro might be like $70 or something. So maybe give yourself some time to save up money for something like that. You can do, I believe they're called lavalier mics, and you could probably get those for $30. There's different options, but I would say maybe start with the microphone, because if people can't hear you, and even if your lighting is the best, that's going to screw all of your content up. So maybe start looking at microphones throughout time, not right away. And if you are using your cell phone and you're getting started today, maybe have your phone a little bit closer. And then that way people can hear you and your audio will sound better. Because if you're far away, people can't hear it, and it's picking up everything in the surroundings. Maybe like right now, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my fridge is always making crazy sounds. But that's why I like this microphone, the NT1 Alpha. And this took some time for me to get as well. I've had this microphone now, I think, for like 7 years. I used to record music. So yeah, it's little things, I think, throughout time. But YouTube can be expensive, especially if you want to start making your videos better and give yourself the time to do so. So on that note, yes, hit record. So what to know before you start a YouTube channel? It's going to be scary to hit record. And even what's harder than hitting record is hitting the publish button. So don't be afraid to push that video out. You're going to have an expectation, I believe, in your head of what your video will look like. You're going to think, okay, cool. I got my key points. I know what I'm going to say. I got different different angles, and you're going to have all these ideas in your head, and then you're going to actually watch your video back. You're like, whoa, I sound like that? That's what I look like? So yes, edit your videos. Always edit your videos. And I use Power Director on my cell phone. If you're an Apple user, I'm sure there's another one. I'm not a big tech guy, but what I know is that nowadays in 2020, going into 2021, there's so many options that you can use as far as editing on your phone. So make sure that you do that. And most of them are free as well, but it will have a logo on the screen. So if you want to remove that logo, Power Director, I think, costs $4.99 a month for myself. But if you see how this is kind of tallying up, right? $15 for Filmic Pro, $5 a month for Power Director. Here I'm using Streamlabs Melon. Love Streamlabs Melon. That's what I'm streaming through. That's $15 a month. So over time, I started realizing, okay, what works for me? What can I afford? And maybe at first, you don't pay for anything. Do all the free versions. Give yourself time. Are you going to take YouTube serious? Are you in it for the long haul? Are you on video 30? Maybe it's time to say, okay, well, I do think, yes, do your editing for your videos, but maybe you're like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll try that out, that Filmic Pro, right? Now my videos are going from flickering lights to no flickering lights. It's just little changes like that you can make, making small improvements. Don't try to do everything perfect all at once. It's too much. You're going to face burnout. So give yourself the time to make those small changes. But yes, when you're looking at the camera, look at the lens. And I've seen quite often that, especially for people starting, they're looking away from the camera, which is fine. But, coming back to the lens, try not to look at yourself. When you're like, say you're using your cell phone, don't look at your face. Actually stare at that little tiny lens. So, or even like live streaming here, I can see myself on the screen, but just staring at the lens creates that connection. Saying the word you, right? I say it quite often. I'll say you guys, right? Because I'm speaking to a whole, but there's more of the connection there when you're saying you. Having that in your about section, things like that, whatever it is on YouTube, having the word you builds that connection, and it's going to feel more direct to that audience that's watching your videos. So don't worry so much about when you post. So anybody that's just coming in this live stream, yes, I did take notes because I didn't want to forget anything. And if you guys have any tips in the chat, let me know. Let me know what your guys' take on this stuff. What's the advice that you have before somebody starts on YouTube? And let me know that if you're watching this on the replay. Once again, if you are enjoying the value of this video and the quality of it, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, right? So don't worry so much about when you post, just post, right? Pushing your content out and letting YouTube collect that data. So we covered that a little bit earlier, but I think that if you can, right? Sure, go ahead and post it at 3:00 twice a week. Or, Saturdays and Sundays seem to be like a really great peak time, I think, for YouTube. But more importantly than when you're going to post, just post. Pushing those videos out. I think the more the better. But I see that people are like, should I post every single day? Well, I mean, if you have the time and the energy, but if, say, you didn't post every single day and you posted twice a week, maybe you can take more of that time to focus on your keywords. Maybe the quality of your video will be better. We've talked about it in the past, and many channels do, the difference between quality and quantity. It's not one or the other, it's both. If you can post every single day and your keyword research is on point, the quality of your videos are there, it's well thought out, right? And each video is getting better. I would say be my guest, push that content out. But I think that if you just give yourself a little bit of time, maybe post 3 days a week rather than every day. Maybe rather than 3, maybe post twice a week. If you can't do that, post once a week. There's your consistency, but it's going to give you the time to learn. Being here on this channel, being at the content creator live streams, learning from other creators, and finding that balance between quality and quantity. because you could post all the video, you could post twice a day, but if they're not good videos, do you think that you would subscribe to a channel if they had 200 videos, but all of them aren't good and you're noticing that they're just never getting better? For me, I'll say no. I've recently started looking up channels that are kind of within my niche, not for sub purposes, but hey, what are other people talking about? Channels with a few thousand subscribers, 5,000, things of that nature. And it's interesting, it's really cool to see, okay, cool. I'm on top of what, they're talking about as well. And what I'm saying is relatively close to what they're saying, especially comparing their content with bigger YouTubers who are giving advice. So, and that's why I always say this, that's what makes here a little bit different, right? Because you have a voice, those in the live stream, you got a voice here. And when I post a video here on this channel, that's the real goal, is people commenting along with me. Hey, here's what I think. Here's what I think. James Pruitt, he gives great advice on YouTube. And I think that's a great example. Is I love it when he's here because it keeps me in check. And he also has great advice. I'm not afraid to do that. And that's a great way, actually, to collaborate, in my opinion. Having collaborations and working together as creators, that's the real power within YouTube. That's more powerful than anything, really, is building those connections, because now me and James, we can learn from each other. Lone Star Picker is working alongside with Calorie Reseller Lewis, and then when somebody else comes in here and they're a reseller, then they're like, hey, we've been doing this for a while. Check this out. We want to help build you up. Another advice channel comes maybe here, just like I've done in doing the outreach. I can say, hey, here's maybe what I think. And they may be starting off, this is their second channel. And it's building those connections. But don't worry so much about when to post. Push that out and balance your quantity with your quality. And I think you're going to be on your way, especially starting off. So push that content out, but just focus on the content itself, keeping people engaged. Those first 5 seconds are going to be crucial, right? If you're slow in the beginning, or say if you're not getting to what the title is about, to making sure that, hey, if I click this video, am I getting what I seen in the title and the thumbnail? And you reassuring them of that in the beginning, I think is going to really, it's going to say, okay, cool. This is what I came for. All right, cool. So I'll try this out. So, but yeah, posting too much is also going to lead you to possible burnout. We talk about burnout a lot here on this channel, and it's happened to me before. And it can creep up on you really fast. But if you're like, oh, I'm going to be famous on YouTube, I'm going to push all that content out. Before you know it, you're going to run out of content. You're going to feel that weight of like, okay, wow, why aren't I seeing results? I posted for the last 3 weeks straight. Well, then what? Now you're going to take a week off or a couple weeks off, and now you're not being consistent. What if all those video ideas that you did, and you have 20 video ideas, great. Record those videos. Focus on the SEO first, right? Focus on those keyword research before you hit record, and even focus on your thumbnail before you hit record. But now say you recorded all those videos, you have 20 videos, man, schedule those out. Schedule those out for twice a week. That's 10 weeks of content. And now maybe you can say, okay, well, I got some videos. Maybe I'll start doing some live streams. So now you're 10 weeks in advance, and maybe you can go live once a week. So just try not to burn yourself out, and rely on those creators around you, especially in this community. So then that way we can have you keep posting that content out and pushing it out. Because I don't want you to give up. And I know that feeling. You're like, man, like, how many videos is this going to take? Or you know what? Like, I am not in the mood. But that's where the consistency is important, right? And planning ahead of time. Coffee with Pips. I'll catch all of this on the replay. Sorry for joining late. Just published a new one. Pips, I see you keep posting, man. And I'm proud of you. Keep doing it. And I know your content's getting better. And you're doing it. So don't worry about it, brother. And yeah, we'll see you in the replay. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. Have fun with the in-laws, man. So yeah, posting too much, facing burnout, content overload for your audience. So rather than also just looking at it in the perspective of the creator, what about your audience? And you guys keep me in check here too. Are we covering too much in a short amount of time? And so here on this channel, and I've talked about a little bit before, I may name this channel Brendan Sparks, and then we do content creator hangouts often, right? But content overload. If we're going an hour in live streams, and we're doing that every day, and we're just, and it's like really heavy, right? I think that could be too much. So while we're here on this channel, my goal is, hey, come on in the lives. Let's chat. Let's hang out. So that way it's not so data driven. We're not just going into analytics, looking at numbers, crunching numbers. I think that having more of that human aspect, hanging out, talking about what you're going through, us working through it together. I think this channel could be a little bit different. But if you're really data heavy and you're posting all the time, that could be overload, not only for you, but the person watching. So just be aware of that as well. Think about the content you're posting. Would you watch your content? And we talk about that quite often, and that's leading me into my next topic, finding your why. Why should somebody watch that video? And I'm going to talk about this one all the time. So for those who have hit subscribe and came here, I think I've been finding myself using that word a lot, important, right? I'm going to try my best to stop using that word because yes, this is all important. But finding your why. Why are you making videos? Why would somebody click off your videos? Why? I mean, like really, like why? Like, I mean, you have to ask why to everything. Like a kid. I don't know for those of you if you have children or not, but like my kids, like, why, Dad? Why? Like, do that as a creator, and then it'll really help you find a lot of answers. So, why should somebody watch your video? And then that'll give you like not necessarily like your tag, right? But like here, it's like we want to build your confidence and influence on YouTube. So whether it's content creator hangout is the place where, or hey, my name's Brendan Sparks. Here you will learn to. But whatever your channel name is, whatever you're about, like I feel like the sooner you find that, the better. So if you are in the tech space, here we will review different types of tech, and we will talk about the best option for you, or whatever it is. But finding that why. And then once you do that, and that's pretty broad, right? Why somebody should watch your videos. But then once you're making those videos and you hit publish and a week or two have gone by and you're looking at your watch time, why are people dropping off? Why? Why would somebody even watch your video in the first place? Maybe because it's trending, right? But maybe you're talking about specs of that camera that are very specific, right? Camera lens won't work on the new, I don't know anything about cameras, but rather than saying the new Samsung S20, right? Samsung S20 screen lagging, issue corrected, whatever. And then you look at keywords for that, stuff that people are actually searching for. And that's where we say niching down. But it's kind of hard to do that if you don't even know what your why is, or why somebody should watch your videos, or why they're clicking off. Figuring that out, I feel like the sooner you do that, the better. Lone Star Picker, content creator hangout. I do that too. Finding the appropriate word to articulate. For example, best interest versus most important helps the why. For sure. Absolutely. And I think that's a great tip. Thank you for covering that, Lone Star Picker. I appreciate that. But I definitely agree with you. But finding your why also goes hand in hand, I feel like, with branding. So what is the name of your channel? Is that going to stand out? Is it just your tagger name for your gaming channel, right? Or is your gaming channel Switch, whatever? Like, what happens when the new Nintendo Switch comes out and it's not called the Switch anymore? It's called the I don't know. I'm not going to come up with a corny joke right now. But if the Switch is no longer there, what happens? Maybe your channel is Nintendo News or Nintendo whatever. But branding, the sooner you figure out how to turn your channel into a business, the better. And we will be covering that here in the near future. In the near future, right? But using affiliate links, How many of you in the chat use affiliate links? And for you watching on the replay, are you an affiliate for a certain business? Are you an affiliate for Amazon? Do you know how to do that? Would you like to know how to do that? Let me know and we can cover it. But I believe it kind of starts with that, right? Treating your channel like a business. What equipment are you using in your videos? Maybe you reach that 100th video and you buy this microphone and you're like, whoa, like I love this thing. This thing works great. Talk about it. Are you seeing a difference in your content? Share that. You know, you're not sharing the $200 microphone. Maybe you are sharing the $30 microphone. And on that note, you can use share a sale. You can use starting with Amazon. Amazon, they've reduced all their percentages in this last year because they are the #1 affiliate in the world. But share a sale is a great way to go to receive, say, higher percentages. And that's what I did on my last channel as well. I did a green screen video and I had purchased this green screen. I was like, man, this green screen is amazing. It's one you just pull up, boom, locks in, game over, good to go. And I did that. And that's where my eyes opened up big time because I made $50 off of that video. That was the first time I ever did any type of affiliate marketing outside of our kid board games for Goliath Games. And I was like, wow, like this isn't a video made for kids. And I just made $50, right? Proven concept. Now, will that happen here? I think that'll take time. But in every single video, hey, here's the equipment I'm using. So if you like how things look, if you like how this microphone sounds, there's affiliate links in the description, and there is a disclaimer saying, hey, this helps the channel, will help the quality of these videos and the channel improving. But thank you, and it is no charge to you when you click on that link. Right? There's absolutely no charge. It just helps me as the creator. And in the end, if you want to do YouTube full time, the sooner you figure out how to turn your channel into a business, the better, because you can't do YouTube full time if you're not making money. So if you want to quit your job, follow your passion and do YouTube, start with those affiliate links. But I just think that there's also a misrepresentation of how affiliate marketing works, because I've seen it quite often with friends or people that do affiliate marketing or first learning about it. They're like, man, I can go ahead and post videos and make money through affiliate links. Like, wow, like it's a mind blowing at first, right? I could review this and get money for it. Well, like, yes, but you also have to make good videos. You also have to build that audience. So branding and turning your channel into a business, start with affiliate links. What are you using that has to do with your content? If you're not using anything right now, okay, that's fine. But just have that in mind in the future. And I think that's important to think. There I go, using the important word. Think about these things before you're starting on YouTube. Because if you're thinking about starting YouTube with the idea that I can quit my job and I'm going to do this full time, well, you got to turn your channel into a business. So using those affiliate links, and that's the truth behind it, is that it can take some time for people to even start clicking on those links. And I feel like affiliate marketing works hand in hand with trust, right? So if somebody's here and you guys have been with me for a long time and say I review something, maybe there's a very good chance that maybe you're going to trust my word on that, right? Here for Streamlabs Melon, I'm going live with it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys StreamYard isn't good. So many people are using StreamYard. But at the same time, like I want to bring something new and fresh. And I love this setup. I don't even use StreamYard. So I've done research on it and I've looked at videos, but I started seeing people going live through Streamlabs Melon. And I was like, wow, the quality looks great. The simplicity is on point, right? And this is a new type of platform. It's going to take time, maybe for some bugs to be worked out or for some new things to come through that maybe creators are complaining about, whatever. But I love it. I think it's great. So I think eventually building the trust of your people, they're going to be more likely to then maybe purchase something off of you. And then eventually having in mind before you're starting on YouTube, what's your intended goal? Is your goal to be full-time on YouTube? If not, have fun with it. If it is something you want to do full-time, still have fun with it, right? Have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. You know, if you have a passion and you're having burnout, take that little break, come back strong, but have fun. You have to. Because in the end, what's the point? You're going to quit your current job to come to something else that's even more stressful? No. Do something you're passionate about and have a good time doing it. James Pruitt. Another thing is reducing the help to a time point. As an example, I just did a video on audience retention, but it's not just overall retention. It's retention in the first 2 minutes of a video. Dinner time. Got to run. I'll catch the rest on replay. Thanks, James, for that tip. And also thank you for coming in and joining us. I appreciate you all, as always, friend. But yeah, another thing, reducing the help to a time point. Yes. As an example, I just did a video on audience retention, but it's not just the overall retention. Yeah. So pretty much, I agree too. Giving advice and really honing in on, say, one type of thing. So if like for an advice channel, I can agree with that. You know, here giving so much information, it can really feel like overload. So hopefully if you were watching this, taking notes, right? Just writing the stuff down. But I kind of just, with this video especially, it's just, if you don't know these things, you don't know these things. Right? I mean, yeah, kind of makes sense. But, you know, looking at all these tips, these are the things that I didn't know and I wish I knew. I think sometimes I'll throw a little bit too much info out there, but also it's like, okay, what is audience retention, right? So I think it's smart making a video on audience retention, and especially looking at the first 2 minutes of a video. I love that, because looking at that dip right in the beginning, what did you do? Do you have an intro, right? And a lot of people are steering away from intros nowadays because people are starting to click off on them. So, but looking at the analytics and all that, I don't want to confuse you before you start a YouTube channel, but this is going to be the place to learn from other creators. I'm telling you right now. And I'm loving this. I absolutely love coming here live. I was actually going to do this as an actual video, but I love live streaming. So, and that's what really drives my passion here. So also when you're looking at affiliate marketing, I think that letting people know ahead of time, maybe you're going live, even if they haven't or have selected the bell on your channel, but starting a mailing list. So for those that are in the live, watching on replay, I will also have a link in the description for the mailing list here for Content Creator Hangout. And that way, maybe YouTube isn't going to be forever. I'm not trying to instill fear here, but you know, the one thing is that we have channels on YouTube. We don't own YouTube. Same thing with Instagram and Facebook. The one thing that you can be in charge of and always have with you is a mailing list. So I've created one here, and I never did that on my last channel. And man, I really wish I would have. So there's another thing you can also do. You can use MailChimp. That is what I use. If you want to use something else, go ahead. But say you're going from one channel to the next. You're like, okay, I've been doing this for a year now. I'm no longer passionate, right? Or I'm done with YouTube. I'm going to Instagram. Letting those people know your audience are all signed up to your mailing list. Those are your people, right? That's the one thing, that you have control of is a mailing list. So I would definitely suggest trying to look into that, and I can always do a video on that in the future as well. So using Streamlabs to super chat before monetization. I am a huge Streamlabs fan. If you haven't noticed, I love Melon, love Streamlabs. But if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you cannot receive super chats, which is where people give you donations in your live streams. So for instance, in this video, in the description, I have put support the stream if you would like to at any point in time. For those that are watching, you can support this stream as well, and that will help myself improve this channel over time. And I also believe that also helps turn your channel into a business. It's another side stream of revenue even before you're monetized. The only difference is here, not using Streamlabs OBS. There's no notification that pops up that says, hey, so-and-so donated. So if you guys ever do, just let me know in the chats. That way I can give you a shout out and I can always say thank you, especially if you're liking the content. But yeah, you can use Streamlabs OBS, and or you can use Streamlabs here at Melon. I like Streamlabs Melon more than OBS for this channel because I have an older computer, and what I had found was that my CPU was going through the roof and it was lagging all the time. But here at Streamlabs Melon, we're actually using their cloud, so you don't have to worry about your CPU usage, especially on an older computer. It's genius. It's the same thing that StreamYard actually does as well. But hey, if you didn't know that, and you're like, hey, how do I even make money on YouTube? Affiliate marketing, right? And you can look at Streamlabs to receive those donations. And, it's like another way to super chat before you're even monetized. So I find that interesting because many people are like, oh, I just want to be monetized. I'm going to do this sub for sub. I'm going to do this watch for watch. And I'm going to do all this stuff. And then boom, okay, now I'm monetized. And now you're not making any money because your content, like I said, isn't better. And all of your viewers don't care about your content. They only subscribe to your channel for the interest of their own, so that way you subscribe to theirs. So if you're looking to get money on YouTube and you think monetization is the only way, it's completely false. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and click that bell if you want to grow your influence and confidence on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that came into the chat. And yeah, next time, if any creators want to join in the live stream, always feel free. And I hope that you guys are enjoying this content. I hope each video is maybe getting better for you. And I'm trying to give you all the tips and tricks that I didn't know and I wish I would have known before I started on YouTube. This is a great time to start. It's not too late. Doesn't matter how old you are, unless you're 13, because that's how old you have to be on YouTube and be a creator. But it does not matter. You're never too young or too old, right? But if you're passionate about something, now is the time. There's so much going on, the elections, whatever it may be. That's why I don't want to bring politics here. I want this to be an escape. I want this to be the place where we can all come together as a community. So as I mentioned before, I'm probably going to name this channel Brendan Sparks, but we will continue to do content creator hangouts to continue to build that community and grow together and learn together. So I hope you enjoyed this video.